believe today there are, my figures could be a little bit dated, but I think about 125,000 people of Indian origin who live here. Would that be right? I think a little bit more, Peter, than when you started off. And I'm told about, 15,000, 16,000 students roughly in the state. What impressed me was 75% of the exports of Australia to India are actually from the state. And most of our major companies, I saw a very, very distinguished list, are present here in some form. And I learned today that probably the avocados that I eat in Delhi are probably from Queensland. So I think, you're doing your fair share, but it will never be enough. It will never be enough because we have to keep working at it. This relationship has just begun. Think of it, the last 10 years, actually, we should treat not as an achievement, but as a glimpse of what is possible. I think what we have, in a way, done is to put in place a certain framework in which this relationship will grow and foster in times to come. So what is that framework that we have put in place? I think again, both Peter and Gopal referred to it. Today, when we, as India, look out at the world and say which are our crucial, really important foreign policy platforms or mechanisms, I don't think there's any doubt that the Quad would rank right up there. And Australia is our founding partner of that mechanism. In terms of our bilateral ties, in diplomacy, you kind of come up with words which are a signal to your own system, to other people, and the more adjectives you add, the weightier it gets. So when we speak today of a comprehensive strategic partnership today, this is a description. In bureaucraties, it has a meaning. It's not with every country that we would use those terms. In fact, there will be very select countries to whom we would accord, that description of the relationship. And Australia happens to be one of them. Or, we spoke about trade. The fact that we were able to conclude an economic cooperation and trade agreement, ECTA, and the big jump that we see today in the trade, not just the avocados, a lot of other stuff. That too is a sign of what has changed, what are the doors that have opened. But then when one looks at a domain which many of you would be directly connected to, when I look at the mobility and migration agreement, when I look at the mutual recognition agreements that I have, when we speak about the MATES program, when I hear about UQ and IIT Delhi having this strong relationship. In fact, to me, a lot of this are these are possibilities foretold in Chancellor Varghese report a decade ago, which we actually are today realizing in great measure. So there is an immense possibility there. And I will come back to this aspect later, but I was particularly pleased that we've just had the visit of our Education Minister, Dharmendra Pradhan, because I do believe that education and research will play a disproportionate role in the sort of knowledge economy and the era of AI into which we are now entering.